Yo, what's happening, Raider Nation? It's your boy Soto here. You know what it is. Raiders versus the world. Talking about the team that the world loves to hate, your Las Vegas Raiders. Okay, I saw this story and I started reading and I'm like, oh man, Kadarius Toney did what? And it got me thinking. He played for the Chiefs, and I'm like, man, I keep seeing the Chiefs and legal problems. Their dudes just doing dumb stuff and just getting arrested left and right. And I'm like, man, maybe I should look into this. Like, how many Chiefs have been in trouble within the last 5 years? Let's just go back 5 years. Okay, but here's the thing. When we talk about all this madness and all this crazy business, there's some things that's going to be out of bounds. Okay, I'm not going to talk about Javon Belcher. If you want to know what he did, look it up. It was a tragedy. We're not going to talk about Henry Ruggs III. I'm sure you guys all know what happened with him. That's a tragedy. We're not talking about tragedies. We're talking about just knucklehead, dumbass behavior. Okay, so I'm looking back and I'm like, all right, I know that I've seen a lot of Kansas City Chiefs go across the ticker, right? And just this dude got arrested for this dude got, and just dumb stuff, okay? So I'm thinking about, okay, let me do a quick search. Let me see what I can find. Didn't have to look very hard. It's too easy to go with Patrick Mahomes Sr. when his 19 DUIs, okay? It's too easy to go Jackson Mahomes and all his, business doing over there. We're not going to talk about stuff like that. What we're going to talk about is stuff like Bashad Breeland in 2020. Now, he was still a current NFL player at this time, okay? He was a corner for the Chiefs in 2020. He gets pulled over, I think it was South Carolina. He had a gang of weed on him, a gang of hash on him. He was drinking while he was driving, and he fought some cops. That wasn't his last run-in with the law, okay? He had some further ones, but, that was after he was already gone from the Chiefs. It was last year, I think 2024, he had some more arrests, but Bashad really kicks us off in 2020. All right, 2021 brings us a little bit of crossover, okay? I know you guys remember Damon Arnette, and not just for his terrible play on the field and his unlimited concussions he would get. Damon Arnette is probably one of the biggest failures of the John Gruden, Mike Mayock era, and that's like a lot to say. When you look at Cleveland Farrell and Jonathan Abram and Alex Leatherwood, this one was really bad. So look, if you guys don't know or don't remember, Damon Arnette was oft injured, and it was probably better that he was injured because when he was playing, he wasn't very good. Anyway, back to the off the field stuff. So he's like kind of in hot water with the team because he hasn't been really doing a lot of, for the team, and he's always hurt and this and that. Well, this dude in November of 2021 goes on Snapchat Live waving a gun around, talking about he wants to shoot somebody. I know you guys couldn't believe that. I'm like, you're already in hot water for always being injured and then not playing well when you're playing. Now you're going to, oh, God. Anyway, he got released. Okay, that was pretty quick. So the Raiders released him, if that wasn't bad enough. I don't know why. Okay, but the Chiefs, knowing how he played on the field and knowing what a dumbass he was off the field, signed Damon Arnette to a futures contract in early 2022. That didn't last long because, not even a month after he signed the contract with the Chiefs, Damon Arnette gets arrested for allegedly slapping around a valet at a hotel with a gun. Allegedly, he had a gun on him, and he threatened a valet with it, or whoever you want to believe. Anyway, that was enough for the Chiefs to say, you're out of here. Damon Arnette had a big, long, drawn-out court case and everything, and, what was going to happen with his career, and, he had a second chance and this and that. I don't know why. The reason I'm bringing him up is after what he did, after his play on the field, and after him waving a gun around, telling he's going to shoot somebody on Snapchat Live, the Chiefs still signed him. Okay? Come on, man. All right. This has got to be one of the funniest / most bonehead moves I've ever heard of in my life. You can't write this, okay? This really happened. The very day that January assault charge was dropped from Vegas, Damon Arnette is riding around Miami. And wouldn't you know it, he wasn't alone. He had a white girl with him and some white girl with him. Look it up if you don't know what that is. Okay. He's driving around Miami, a little drunk, driving around a little fast. He gets pulled over on July 25th, 2022. That day, his charges were dropped in Las Vegas. So he's got no legal issues at that time. Didn't even last 24 hours. Okay. So he gets pulled over in the evening by Miami police and they let him go. They let him go. They're like, look, man, you're a little drunk. You have a suspended ID, a suspended license. You can't drive. The passenger in the car, if you're okay, you can drive. Just go home and don't drive. Does Damon Arnette still let someone else drive? No, because the very next morning, well, actually still that night, on July 26th at I think it was 12:45 a.m., okay, like a little past midnight, he gets pulled over by the same cop. Yes, the same exact cop that pulled him over the night before, technically, pulled him over again just after midnight and was like, bro, didn't I just tell you that your license was suspended? Now, I can understand if you didn't know the first time, but I clearly told you your license is suspended. You should go home. You should not be driving because you don't have a license. Well, some words were exchanged. Damon Arnette gets out of the car and some falls out of his pocket. Oh, man. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. Getting a get out of jail free pass and just saying, eh. And this is okay, it's not like I've never been in trouble. I don't know how this works, okay? Damon Arnette was just informed that day that his charges were dropped. So I don't know whether he felt above the law, he felt nothing could happen to him, but this has to be one of the dumbest things I have ever heard of in my entire life, okay? So you get pulled over by the cops, you have a suspended license, you have on you, all right? And the cop lets you go. And then not only do you not just go home and just relax, you continue to drive when you're told not to drive, and the same cop catches you. Oh my God. That was tough for me to handle. As a human being, as a man, it's like somebody just wanted to get please arrest me. That's what he was saying. Please arrest me. Anyway, so after all that, Arnette must have had great lawyers because they got him off on let me just do some counseling and all this stuff and it'll just go away. And it did. Anyway, 2023 seemed to be pretty slow for the Arnette family, okay, because he didn't really get into trouble. But in September of 2024 in Texas, Arnette gets pulled over and he gets popped. He's got meth and more guns. Oh, man, it's like, how do you have an illegal gun in Texas? You can walk into a Walmart and get a gun license in 30 minutes. You just have to want to break the law if you get popped for an illegal gun in Texas. I don't know what this guy's issue is, but look, that's kind of a tie because, I think it's still worse on the Chiefs because we dropped him and that's it after his troubles. And the Chiefs signed him and maybe we shouldn't have signed him. So you shouldn't have signed him in the first place. But Damon Arnette, he got to take the cake on that. All right, back to the Chiefs. We're going to go 2023. Justin Ross, wide receiver, gets arrested in October of 2023. All right, Justin Ross, I don't know what he was thinking. Well, I do know what he was thinking. It's like, if we were in the position, guys, if we were in his position, I think we would all think of it. We just wouldn't do it. All right. So Justin Ross catches his girlfriend cheating on him. Okay. And he kicks her out of the house. But before he does, he grabs her and throws her to the ground. A no-no. Okay. Throws all her belongings at her, breaks her laptop, jewelry, her cell phone, her Mercedes key, those fancy keys that you need, right? He takes a pair of scissors and scratches the sides of her Mercedes. That's chick stuff. I don't know an actual alpha male who would key or scratch up his ex-girlfriend's car. That's just, come on, Justin Ross, I get it. I understand why you were upset, but dude, man up, bro. Just kick her out. Just tell her to leave and laugh at her as she walks out. Come on, what are you doing? Okay, this brings us to Rashee Rice. Good old Rashee Racing Rice. All right, if you don't know what happened, here's what happened. So in 2024, Rashee Rice and some buddies were racing on the freeway, okay? Both cars were registered to Rashee Rice. They cause a 6-car accident. So count number 1, let's just do a running tally. Street racing, that's illegal. Resulting in an accident. They leave the scene. This happened on the freeway. They just leave the cars there and they're seen walking off the freeway. That's just crazy business. Leaving the scene of an accident, that's a third one. Okay. He was drunk. There's a fourth one. Okay. They found guns in the car that he left. That's the 5-part pass. Like he's going to Disney, he's going to Universal, he's going to Legoland, he's going to California Great Adventures, he's going to, I don't know, Knott's Berry Farm, he's going all over the place. This dude got a pass for everything. I don't understand what he was thinking. He just was like, you know what? I've already committed 4 felonies. Let me just go ahead and get a 5th and just walk off. Oh my God. Rashee Rice, I don't understand how he wasn't suspended. Like through the grace of karma, he got injured and he wasn't able to play in the 2024-25 season, but he shouldn't have played anyway because he still got that legal stuff hanging over his head. And is he going to play? I don't know. I wouldn't play him. I would suspend him if I was the NFL, but you know what? Whatever. Maybe now that the Chiefs aren't the glory boys anymore, they'll actually do something that they would do to other players who did the same thing. But Rashee Rice, dude, you're an idiot. All right, 2024 was a rough year for the Chiefs, man. Isaiah Buggs, okay, this is another bonehead move, okay? Just a couple of them in a row. And just one that really pisses me off because when you messing with animals and stuff, that's just, come on, man. They're depending on you. It's just ridiculous. Isaiah Buggs in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, in June of 2024, was arrested on charges of animal cruelty. His neighbors say that he left 2 pit bull Rottweiler mixed dogs in the backyard of a house that he was renting. Just left them there. They were there for like 10 days. One of them had to be euthanized, RIP. So that's just like a total jerk move. Like, this is a bad person. Okay. Less than 3 weeks later, he gets arrested for domestic violence and burglary charges. Less than 3 weeks later. Moral of the story is, do not sign a futures contract with the Kansas City Chiefs because you will get arrested. All right, this next one isn't crazy, but you know what? We're piling on. Why not just go all the way, right? Another incident in 2024. A couple of practice squad players for the Chiefs. We have offensive lineman Wanya Morris and Chukwuebuka Godric. Oof, I can't believe I got that out. They got popped in Kansas with a little bit of weed on them. I understand in a lot of parts of the country that's not illegal, but I guess it still is in Kansas. Anyway, they got popped for that. They got arrested and they bailed out. So that's not a huge deal, but you know what? It was there, so might as well talk about it. All right. This brings me to the latest one that kind of got this whole ball rolling. Kadarius Toney. This is like super upsetting. All right. He was arrested in January of this year of 2025 in Douglasville, Georgia. All right. According to police reports, now I'm going to read them, okay? Toney allegedly strangled a woman by putting his hands around her neck and squeezing with enough force to cause her to be unable to breathe. Yeah, no jokes here. That's not funny. That's not funny at all. And that's kind of like what got me down this whole path. Like, man, there's a lot of just bad dudes, that guys that are doing a lot of bad things tied to the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, I know that they're just, they got Kelsey and they got Taylor Swift and Mahomes and Reed and all this stuff, but they don't pay nearly enough attention to this stuff. Because I'll tell you something right now. If these guys were like all Raider players at the time, I'll tell you something right now. This wouldn't be swept under the rug. This is a lot. I don't know if there's like a tight rein on how they vet these players. I don't know if it's just, a young guy thing with money thing. I don't know what it is. But man, I didn't have to look hard to get all this stuff coming out. All right, man, let me know what you guys think. Is it unfair? Or is a lot of these stories, are they getting swept under the rug because it's the Chiefs? Do you think if these were Raider players, current Raider players, that it would be talked about a lot more in the media? Let me know what you guys think, man, in the comments below. Of course, please, everyone, like, comment, subscribe, and share to all your socials. It's the absolute bare minimum you can do to help this channel, besides doing absolutely nothing. Until next time, everybody. Peace. Hey, Raider Nation. Thanks for watching. There's plenty more where that came from. Go ahead and smash that like button. Drop a comment. Make sure to subscribe and share to all your socials. It's the bare minimum you can do without doing absolutely nothing.